what was it? THC, THCV, CBD, CBG, CBN, and CBC. There we go.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
So for the most part, I don't really look at the analytics for my videos that much just because it is so early in my channel. But I did see that the CBG video that I did a little under a year ago actually got around 1,400 views. Part of an experiment for myself and just to also brush up on my knowledge of other cannabinoids, we'll be doing this video on CBC, Cannabichromine, or Cannabichromine, or there's a bunch of different ways that I found people pronounce it, but we're gonna be doing it on another cannabinoid that's really not as researched as THC and CBD, so that way I get to learn about it as well as you guys. So the way I'll kind of format this video is I'll give you guys all the facts that I've researched on my own, and then I'll give you guys my own thoughts, opinions, or experiences with the cannabinoid. So like I said, CBC is obviously less researched than THC and CBD, but it does have many health benefits on the body. And it is actually one of the 3 cannabinoids that are synthesized from CBG. And the other 2 cannabinoids just so happen to be THC and CBD. Apparently there are a big 6 when it comes to the cannabinoids that are in a cannabis plant. So while they are the 6 main cannabinoids, they are also still the most researched. But that's not really saying much given that there's still a lot of research that still needs to be done. And actually a little fun fact, CBC is really the same as THC and CBD. They do have the same amount of oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon atoms. It's just structured differently. So those big 6 cannabinoids are THC, THCV, CBC, CBN, CBD, THC, THCV, CBD, CBG, CBN, and CBC. There we go. And CBC actually doesn't bind to the endocannabinoid receptors on its own. So if you were to just isolate CBC and try and gain the benefits of it, you probably won't see any, or little to none. Which is why the entourage effect is very much needed in this process, because when using THC, CBD, and all the other cannabinoids that do bind to those receptors, it helps you gain the benefits of those cannabinoids and get carried out throughout your body. So like most cannabinoids, it helps with pain and inflammation, but the reasoning behind this is because it actually binds to the receptors that regulate pain sensitivity, body temperature, and inflammation. When used with all the other cannabinoids, it can definitely be a nice pain reliever. And kind of like how the terpene myrcene helps open up the gateway to letting in all the cannabinoids into the endocannabinoid system, with CBC, it actually inhibits the uptake of anandamide. And anandamide is basically the glue that connects the cannabinoids with the endocannabinoid system, as well as help send messages throughout the entire body. And according to Leafly, research has shown that CBC is probably the 2nd most potent cannabinoid that inhibits cancer cell growth, with the first one being CBG, where this cannabinoid originates from. Granted that most of the research that I did find, all of those studies have been done on rats. While that's not really done on humans, it does show promise for the future. So there are actually quite a few things that CBC is actually good for, and I mean the list really goes on, so I'll kind of just probably list them over here, and you guys can read it and then we'll just move on. But yeah, I mean honestly, it's not surprising to see the very similar amount of benefits to this when it comes to all the other cannabinoids, because you know, as it is, their chemical structure is very similar. So it makes sense that their benefits are kind of the same. So in my opinion, all of these studies that have been done, they are all being done with other cannabinoids, and it's mainly focusing on THC, and then it just kind of factors in and tests the other cannabinoids as well. So I would like to see a study that's just mainly focusing on CBC, and like I said, it does need other cannabinoids in order to attach itself to the endocannabinoid system, but I would like to see more studies that are, you know, mainly focused on the CBC cannabinoid. As well as I'd like to see human trials as well. You know, things, even though tests are done on rats, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a for sure for humans. So to actually see human trials be done would be great, because, you know, it doesn't seem like there would really be any downside to it by taking CBC, because it is non-psychoactive. So what's the point? What's the point not to? So at the end of the day, I do believe that CBC can be beneficial, but as usual, there just needs to be more research done, and in order to do that, it needs to get legalized and yada yada yada. You know the drill. But, you know, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and, you know, of course, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. And for those of you that are new, I do a conversation every Friday on Twitch at 4:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where me and the community have a conversation about the various topics that are in the cannabis community, as well as they ask me their cannabis related questions, and I do my best to answer them on stream. And I always forget to plug them, but, you know, SYNAPSE, they're a great neurotropic energy drink. So if you guys are looking for a nice alternative, a more natural alternative, rather than like the mix-ins or, you know, Red Bull or anything else like that, go ahead and give it a try. I'll give you guys my code down below, and you guys can get like 15% off. So yeah, try it out. But alrighty, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Deuces.